Well, a big boost for Intel. President Trump announced on social media that Apple has agreed to work with the semiconductor company to design and build its chips in the U.S. Celine Stevens is live outside of Intel in Hillsboro with more about what this means. And Celine, this feels like a pretty big deal.
Tim, definitely. The president made that post Wednesday night on Truth Social talking about the importance of building chips here in the United States. And so today I talked to an economy professor who said this is going to bring in a steady stream of demand for Intel, likely increase jobs and overall boost the economy.
This is, I think, a pretty good deal for both of them. And it stock market approved.
A late-night post on Truth Social from President Trump reveals Apple has agreed to work with Intel to manufacture chips in the U.S.
They've been in negotiation with Intel, and in the past they've partnered together too in the past decades or so.
The president also posting that it was clear America needed its semiconductor industry to come back to the USA. Also writing that stupid presidents took our economy for granted and let Taiwan and others steal our semiconductor factories. Economics professor Bahram Adrangi says what actually happened was a little different.
Really, there were no source of production in the U.S. at the time. And TSM, Taiwan semiconductor manufacturer, was really one of the front runners, so Apple joined forces with them. They're not completely unplugged into the U.S. economy. They're plugged into the U.S. economy. They produce right here in the U.S., albeit in Arizona.
Still, this move could have local impacts here in town.
Intel was a huge employer right here in the state of Oregon. These sorts of ventures, in my opinion, are going to boost their employment base as well, maybe even at the senior level, at the high pay levels and so on.
This comes at a time when Intel may be getting some help thanks to a new regional warehouse hub that's coming to Hillsboro. It's meant to specifically support semiconductor growth and expected to open next year.
Facilities like this are absolutely critical to not only help Intel maintain its operations here, but really to continue and possibly expand those operations here as well. It's important for Intel. It can also be very important for many of the other suppliers that feed into entities like Intel.
The federal government became Intel's largest shareholder last year, which Adrangi says likely helped build confidence in the company.
It's definitely a combination of factors, but it doesn't hurt psychologically that the U.S. government actually enters and owns 10% of Intel. That is a huge endorsement.
President Trump also wrote that Intel was worth about $100 billion when they initially made that offer, and now they're worth a bit over $600 billion, meaning that the U.S.'s stake is around $60 billion. Now, I reached out to Intel for a comment about all this, but they said that they are not commenting about the post.